I'm going to add hair to Ryan's head. So let's go here, go to the face camera, and let's pull back just a little bit. Using my space bar, I'm going to pull up just a bit, and let's go over to my props, and this particular prop section is going to be the hair. I've got several options here. As you can see, just kind of scroll down, play with these. I'm going to choose the Ryan hair number 1, double click it, and the hair is added. Alright, so it's not quite positioned the way that I like, so to do that we're going to need to conform the hair to Ryan's head. Figure menu, once again, conform to, and let's add Ryan as the object to conform to. There we are. Okay, so let's kind of spin it around, take a look, and let's go back to the main camera view, Control M. I'm going to toggle back and forth between this and my concept pose. The camera is below, looking up at the character. So how about if we go back to Poser, and let's select a camera. Right over here we have our camera options, or our camera presets, and we have 3/4 left from the bottom, and if I double click it, it automatically sets it up for us. If we scroll down, 3/4 right from the bottom, that's probably from more of the direction that we want. So we go back to our, it's kind of pointing up toward the right. Let's go back. Yeah, that's probably, let's go ahead and take a look at some other options here. So 3/4 right top, that's not what we want. Bottom, extreme fisheye, and as you can see, it's actually applying the focal length of the lens, which you're going to change anyway, so we're not going to worry about it too much. So I'm going to keep it here. I'm also going to go ahead and get rid of my shadow, and I'm also going to get rid of my grid. So I can select the grid here under the props, select the ground, go to the property, and simply turn off the visual. Alright, that's going to help out quite a bit. Inverse kinematics is on. It's going to help us a little bit, so let's take a look at it. The character is lunging forward. His knees, both knees are up. One leg is bent straight back with the toes pointing out, and the heel of the foot, underneath the foot, is actually going to be stumping down toward the camera with the knees bent. Arms are out for balance, and the head is up for guidance. Alright, let's go back to Poser, and let's try to replicate that. Let's start with the move tool. Now within an inverse kinematics, if I move this up, I'm going to move from the foot. I'm going to hit my space bar. Let's select the other foot, highlight it, and just move it up with the move tool. Alright, so inverse kinematics is on. We're not using any adjustment tools to bend the knees or any of that sort. Okay, so moving the camera around just a little bit. Alright, and how about, I'm going to go right over here and select the posing camera. That might help me just a little bit to give me an idea where my knees are. Let's spin it around. We'll come back to the main camera in just a little bit. So if I grab this foot, once again, I can, don't want to grab it too much, and that's the disadvantage of inverse kinematics. If I select this hip here, I can rotate. Now I'm going to show you one of my most favorite tools for posing. Right over here we have what's called direct manipulation tool. Selecting it and selecting any body portion gives me a visual outline of the axis, of what axis I'm going to be moving in, whether it's going to be X, Y, and Z, or whether it's going to be my rotational axis of my banking and so forth. So I'm going to select this one here, which allows me to move it absolutely in that direction. If I want to move it along, rotate along the, around the y-axis, then it's absolutely in that direction. So this really helps me out quite a bit. So I'm going to grab the upper torso. Automatically it adjusts it, selects it there. Select the hip itself, and that was actually the leg. Let's see if we can get the hip selected, and there we are. Okay, so inverse kinematics is kind of messing things up here. So what we're going to do is we've got as far as we want with inverse kinematics. We're going to turn it off. So go to our figure, and let's go to, let's go ahead and turn this off. Go right over in here. Select our body. Actually, the shirt has been selected, and that's what the problem was. Go ahead and hit Ryan. It's himself. Go to our figure, inverse kinematics, and let's turn off both of these and turn that one off. Now we can use our direct manipulation tools on all of our joints. So select it, grab this. How about more of the hip here? Let's see what it does. There we go. I'm going to bring the knee up a little bit more, and I'm going to go right back to my pose. Both legs are up. The body and the torso is kind of arched in here just a little bit. So it's bent down, arched back slightly with the chest coming out. We're going to try to simulate that. And I might try just moving it back here. Now we're going to try the bend, that arch right about in there. And that's the upper chest. Actually, I grabbed something else. So it's easy to grab something else. If I'm having a hard time, move it around so we can stay. There we go. That's the upper body. Okay. See, the posing camera works real well for this. We can even simulate what we're seeing with the other camera by bringing it down. Let's select the leg. Bring it up. And I'm going to go back to poser. Alright, now we've got something else here, and that the legs are basically spread a little bit more. This leg is too close to the center of the body. So as I grab that, move it around, let's make sure the leg itself has been selected. Let's get the green. There we go. This is going to be coming out this way. Okay, same with this leg. I'm going to bring it up slightly. Let's kind of move it around, make sure this looks nice and natural. And I'm going to select the glutes and move those up as well. Okay, because even those bend as well. So we have both the glutes, the leg, and they work together as a joint. So he wants to be leaning forward more. Let's go ahead and take a look again. Launching more. His body. Let's go take a look at that again. Alright. Looks like this leg here is actually coming down just a little bit. Pulling it in. This foot points down. Once again, take a look at that. And if you take a look at this shin here, is actually further back up toward his body. Select it, pull it up to here. There. Okay. I'm going to move in a little closer to see what we have. And as I spin it around, now the advantage that the concept artists have is they can actually draw and paint in the weight of the muscle, the weight of the leg. No, just the flesh of the body moves in different directions, or moves in a certain direction as we naturally move in everyday actions. Okay, I'm taking a look at this foot. It's coming more at an angle. Select the foot itself. Let's pull it around. See if I have selected the foot or if I selected something else. Select it here. There we are. And move it to there. Alright, that's looking pretty good.